From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in a Tuesday speech that the ongoing tariffs showdown against China is unsustainable, and he expects a de-escalation in the trade war between the world's two largest economies. But in a private speech in Washington for J.P. Morgan Chase, Bessent also cautioned that talks between the United States and China had yet to formally start. U.S. President Donald Trump placed import taxes of 145% on China, which has countered with 125% tariffs on U.S. goods. Trump has placed tariffs on several dozen countries, causing the stock market to stumble and interest rates to increase on U.S. debt as investors worry about slower economic growth and higher inflationary pressures. Details of the speech were confirmed by two people familiar with the remarks who insisted on anonymity to discuss them. I do say China is going to be a slog in terms of the negotiations, Bessent said, according to a transcript obtained by the Associated Press. Neither side thinks the status quo is sustainable. The S&P 500 stock index rose 2.5% after Bloomberg News initially reported Bessent's remarks. In other news, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois said Wednesday that he will not seek re-election in 2026, ending his more than four-decade career representing Illinois and accelerating a generational shift in Senate Democratic leadership, where he has long held the number 2 position. Durbin, who's 80, is in his 5th Senate term and was first elected to the U.S. House in 1982. His decision not to run will set off a scramble for his Senate seat in solidly Democratic Illinois and for his leadership position, as many in the party agitate for a new and more aggressive approach to confronting President Donald Trump in his second term. The decision of whether to run has not been easy, Durbin said in a video posted to X. I truly love the job of being a United States Senator, but in my heart, I know it's time to pass the torch. International students studying in the United States are growing more concerned about their legal status to study here. Anjan Roy was studying with friends at Missouri State University when he got an email that turned his world upside down. His legal status as an international student had been terminated, and he was suddenly at risk for deportation. I was in literal shock, like, what the hell is this? Said Roy, a graduate student in computer science from Bangladesh. At first, he avoided going out in public, skipping classes, and mostly keeping his phone turned off. A court ruling in his favor led to his status being restored this week, and he has returned to his apartment, but he is still asking his roommates to screen visitors. More than 1,000 international students have faced similar disruptions in recent weeks, with their academic careers and their lives in the U.S. thrown into doubt in a widespread crackdown by the Trump administration. Some have found a measure of success in court, with federal judges around the country issuing orders to restore students' legal status, at least temporarily. In addition to the case filed in Atlanta, where Roy is among 133 plaintiffs, judges have issued temporary restraining orders in states including New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Montana, Oregon, and Washington. Judges have denied similar requests in some other cases, saying it was not clear the loss of status would cause irreparable harm. And finally, this news from Delaware County, Pennsylvania. A California for-profit healthcare company said Monday it plans to close its remaining hospitals in Pennsylvania's 5th most populous county and fire thousands of employees after failing to find a buyer. Prospect Medical Holdings filed papers Monday in bankruptcy court seeking approval to close the 2 Crozier Health System hospitals in Delaware County before they run out of cash. The announcement was met with condemnation from state and local officials who had provided a $40 million lifeline while the company worked to reach a solution to keep them open. Prospect's decision to move forward with the closure of the Crozier Health System is a devastating and disgraceful blow to our communities, our healthcare workers, and every patient who has ever relied on our local hospital system, state lawmakers from Delaware County said in a joint statement on Monday. Yet again, Prospect decided to put profits over patients by putting Crozier's assets up for auction. The closures will affect Crozier Chester Medical Center in Upland and Taylor Hospital in Ridley Park, which remained open after Prospect closed down 2 other Delaware County hospitals in recent years. 3 ambulatory surgery and imaging centers will remain open pending a sale. That's the news at this hour. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.